Hello and welcome to day 2 of week 1 of Urban Agoge. By my time, it's 23rd of April 2019. So, day 2, in fact, the whole of week 1 is a series of walks just to get you out of the house and more in the mindset of changing yourself in small ways so you can hack your life. So I took a wander out today again. I tried to go somewhere different that I'd never been before. Slightly longer this time. Took about half an hour's worth of wander along a nearby trail that goes through woodlands and along unused canals. And these are the pictures you're seeing. There would be video if I hadn't failed to check whether the battery was charged. So one of the things I'll be putting in my adventure bag tomorrow is another camera battery. So we might have some actual video tomorrow. I'll include what I can along. I'll put the video in this first bit, but then we're going to shift to a slideshow of photos because we're low on battery power. Okay, so if you live in a very built-up area, you might want to take a look at Google Maps and see if there are any parks or trails near you that you can go and take a look at. If you switch it to satellite imagery, you can usually see some green stuff or large swathes of green, and you can have a look and see whether it's easy to get to from there. If you're lucky enough to be near a canal, definitely worth an explore, as the scenery changes really rapidly from things like countryside, industrial estates, centre of towns, all that sort of thing. And that's a really interesting way of taking a walk. And obviously, if you get onto a canal, you can choose which way up or down the canal you're going to go. Generally speaking, a canal always has a towpath next to it. So we'll hopefully be filming something along the sides of rivers and canals and stuff. If you're looking at the images that I took, you'll notice that they're all pathways. I specifically took pictures of the pathways that I've not yet gone down as a reminder to me to go, look, there's another bit. So all the heavy lifting this week is going to be down to letting your mind wander so you can think about what your life needs changing to make you happier. And the best things to think about are all those little things like, that room's not very tidy, or there's a box of junk there. Just small stuff. And just let your mind wander. That's why we're going for a walk. We're not putting you through any heavy exercise, but if you get into this whole walk thing, that would be great. So, figure out what would make you happier. That's the important thing. And don't try and solve anything just yet. Just think about all the stuff that you'd change to streamline your life, make more time for yourself to do what you enjoy. What would you do if you're able to become the more heroic version of yourself? So personally, I'm going for a tidier house, being out of debt, stopping smoking, and generally being more organised. Mostly so I can make more videos. I'm really enjoying this process of achieving my goal at the same time as hopefully, by the end of this course, other people will have. I mean, how cool is that? I get, even if nobody ever watches the YouTube video, I get 50% of what I want. So it's totally worth it. I'm really, really keyed up for the next chunk of time. Get all these out there. One video a day. Hopefully become more disciplined about making movies. And maybe we're all going to be fitter and live longer too. So that's a bonus. And I want to help us by laying down a habit of getting at least a little bit of exercise every day. And it does make you feel better, that kind of just getting a bit of effort in. You feel like you've done something worthwhile with your day. Even if you do this before or after work, you're getting something done that benefits you. And a habit is something we do often enough to the point where we no longer really even think about it. So right now, if you're following this series from the beginning, you made a conscious effort to take a walk out yesterday, and hopefully you're going to be able to find 10 or 15 minutes just to do it today. It doesn't matter really how long you go for, as long as you put on your shoes, go out the door, come back, and you're doing something for you with a small sliver of your own time. So ideally, by the end of week 1, you'll have gone for a short walk of between 15 minutes and half an hour every day for a week, and the process of forming an exercise habit is totally laid down. Now, on average, it takes 66 days for a habit to form, but it can take anything. It can go anything from 18 to 254 days. And how we know that is down to a plastic surgeon called Maxwell Maltz, who started noticing how long it took people to get used to their new face, or if they'd had a really terrible accident and unfortunately they'd had a limb amputated, how long it stopped them from feeling that phantom pain. So laying down a physical habit. And that was back in 1960. So as we're talking right now, it's 60 years ago nearly that somebody worked this out. And I really only got that stat, like a really handy stat, today when I was doing a bit of research for what I was going to talk about while I was doing the slideshow. And this course is intended to be about 18 weeks. I can't remember if I said that yesterday, or 126 days. So that puts you well within the median average to lay down that habit. And I want you to feel that you can just go ahead and repeat a week if next, you get to a new week and we're doing something slightly more strenuous. And if you find yourself not wanting to do any exercise at all, go back to an easier week. So you've already done that week. You know you're capable of it. And then while you're doing that week, G yourself up. Maybe you can get in touch. Maybe we can work out something that's a little bit of an improvement, but will still benefit you and progress you along the course. But unfortunately for me, I'm going to have to press on in order to get all the videos made and uploaded. And I may go back and redo videos or add videos to earlier weeks to explain some of the things or ideas in greater detail. But I need to get it laid down, really pushing on. And all of the weeks of the course are going to be in their own playlists. But let's focus on the cool things we've got so far this week. It's always good to review. So first and foremost, you're out of the house and exercising. That's awesome and brilliant. Getting out of the door to go for a wander is easily the hardest part, and definitely the reason earlier videos are going to be quite simple. I need to prevent myself from having excuses not to go out. I don't need to think about lighting or video, whether I've got all the right gear, or if I can't find something. I really don't want to be doing that. So some of these are going to be extremely simple videos, and like today and yesterday might even be slideshows. Hopefully tomorrow I'm going to have an action camera up and running, but there's no promise of that. It might again be a slideshow, but I'll definitely be going out. And on day 2, you're starting to lay down the habit. We're talking about habits today, and it's all progress. And finally, hopefully you've explored a few bits and pieces of your local area that you've not had a look at. So that's good. And this is why I think you should probably take a camera. Now, if you don't have a camera, ideally you have a smartphone. It doesn't really matter how good the photographs are or how good the video is. If you've got a little bit of extra money, you can just go to a second-hand shop and buy a really naff video like a naff stills camera that'll also shoot videos. It really doesn't matter. But if you're taking photographs, or you're making notes, or you're writing down what you did, keeping a bit of a diary, which we'll go into next week when we start doing a bit more mental heavy lifting, not physical heavy lifting, but as in big old thoughts and trying to get things sorted. So we'll look into filling in a diary or making a list, and I'll see if we can find some kind of either a spreadsheet or a page you can fill in every day and give you some examples. Obviously, interpret it down and write down what you think was more important. So again, thank you for watching and joining me on my journey, because it's great to have people. And now you can email me at urbanagoge@mail.com. So that's fantastic. And maybe we'll even be able to do something like a Google Hangout, or a sort of mass Skype chat, or if it went really mad, maybe have a meet up and go for a wander and look at the places you've found. There's nothing wrong with just going for a walk. That would be brilliant. So we'll see you all tomorrow, and take care.